Hillary Clinton resurfacing for Thanksgiving, all smiles at the supermarket, but her troubles appear to be far from over. If Republicans in Congress get their way. California Congressman Darrell Issa is one of them. He joins us live right now. Good morning and happy Thanksgiving, sir.
Good morning, Ed, and hopefully your turkey day was the kind we like to have at home with friends.
It was, and family, and it's good. I hope you had the same. And I wonder, though, President-elect Donald Trump, fresh off his victory, is now saying, wait a second, everybody calm down. He said, I don't want to hurt the Clintons anymore. She already lost. The FBI has already determined that laws were not broken, or at least that it would not be prosecuted by most U.S. attorneys around the country. Let's move on. Why don't you want to move on?
Well, I think it's important that the president do essentially what he does, which is get out of the business of prosecuting. But at the same time, he's appointed or proposed appointing an attorney general who has a long record of doing his job. And so when we look at Jeff Sessions in concert with FBI and other organizations, they need to do their job. And I think that's where the balance with this next president's going to come, is in reestablishing the independence of the Department of Justice. If he doesn't do it, Congress will certainly push for that. But I think you're going to find a president who says, let them do their job, stays out of it, and certainly doesn't, he hasn't said she's innocent. That's a decision that needs to be made by the professionals.
So it's possible that the president-elect, by saying, I don't necessarily want to prosecute her, I don't necessarily want to hurt her, but if, to your point, Jeff Sessions has been nominated, if he is confirmed as Attorney General and finds laws were broken, nothing the president-elect has said so far has closed the door to a prosecution.
Exactly, and unlike President Obama, who said there isn't a smidgen of evidence and who constantly was trying to essentially jury tamper, it's important that this president stay out of it. He will have, President-elect Trump will have the right to pardon her, but pardoning is separate from the question of whether or not she and many others committed crimes, including, obviously, the Clinton Foundation selling out America's interest while she was Secretary of State.
I want to get to the broader issue of draining the swamp, but real quick to button this up, you mentioned the Clinton Foundation. Where do you think a possible prosecution could be if Congress continues to pursue this? Clinton Foundation, one possible avenue, but I worded it carefully a moment ago when I talked about FBI Director James Comey, because going back to July, as you know better than anyone, he never said laws were not broken. He suggested they may have been, but he just didn't think it would be prosecutable.
Well, I think that's exactly right. He said he didn't have the evidence to prosecute. He said no prosecutor would. If he continues to do his job and if he finds the evidence necessary, this new Department of Justice is not going to have a bias from the top that the last one did. Remember, the last administration was sent an order by Congress to the U.S. Attorney in Washington, D.C. to prosecute or to bring before a grand jury Lois Lerner, and they simply refused to do it. It's that kind of interference that the American people are tired of.
Congressman Darrell Issa, former chairman of the House Government Reform Committee, you know better than anyone in terms of draining the swamp. Changing Washington is going to be a long battle. We'll see how all that turns out. We appreciate you joining us live.
We can sure do it, though.
Good to see you.